Welcome to our webcast on strategic planning for law firms. My name is Neil Scullion and I am a partner in the professional services group at Feely & Driscoll. Feely & Driscoll is a regional accounting and consulting firm based in Boston, Massachusetts, with over 40 years experience helping clients grow their businesses. Should you have any questions following this brief presentation, please feel free to reach out to us at 888-875-9770 or visit us on the web at www.fdcpa.com. Today we are going to review the reasons why lawyers should plan, 5 steps in the strategic planning process, offer tips on developing and implementing your strategic plan, and review some tools for the financial aspect of strategic planning. Why should lawyers plan? Regardless of the size of your firm, there may be many reasons why a law firm would need to embark on a strategic planning exercise. One reason might just be to grow the firm to increase the profits. A law firm's number one expense is people, and if salaries and other expenses increase, but top-line revenues do not go up, then the firm's profits get squeezed, impacting the partner's earnings. Another reason may be upcoming retirements of senior partners. With the baby boomers reaching retirement age, many firms across the country are encountering this as an issue over the next few years. You may need to plan for the buyout of retiring partners and set aside profits or grow capital in the firm in order to do this. It may be the senior partner is a significant rainmaker and the firm needs to plan to be able to replace his or her skills in bringing in new business. It may be that your lease is up in a couple of years and the firm needs to decide whether to renew, plan for the amount of space it needs, and potential increases in rent per square foot. You need to plan in order to provide opportunities for future partners in the firm. In order to retain your top talent, the firm should be able to provide a clear path to partner for the stars, otherwise you will risk losing them to another firm. Lastly, fee pressures from clients and the general competitive environment may be a catalyst to start to think about strategic planning. There are 5 steps to follow in the strategic planning process. First, we must look at where we are as a firm today. What are the firm's strengths and weaknesses? What are the key practice areas? What are the opportunities and threats the firm encounters in the marketplace? Second, we must determine where we want to go. These goals could be lofty or realistic, but the most important part is to make sure all the partners are on the same page about where they want the firm to be in 5 years. If some partners are happy with the firm growing 3% a year, while others want to double in size in 5 years, then some level of compromise must occur in order to agree on a strategic plan. Third, the firm will need specific steps to take in order to get to where it wants to be. If we want revenues to grow $10 million, then we will need to identify the practice areas that will individually need to grow and set each practice area targets for growth. We will also need to plan for the number of attorneys we will need in order to grow the 10 million. Fourth, we will need a specific roadmap for implementation of the strategic plan. Those charged with growth of the firm need action items, annual growth targets, new client goals, and hiring targets. Changes to the partner compensation system may need to be put in place to help incentivize this growth. Lastly, a group within the firm needs to be charged with follow-up, holding partners accountable for the specific action items agreed to in order to achieve these goals. The SWOT analysis is one method of thinking about where we are today. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are the internal part. The firm's strengths will most likely include the talent in the firm, but is it the right mix of ages and skill sets in order to grow the firm? Other strengths may include the niche the firm operates in, the area of law, and the type of clients. The firm's image in the marketplace may be another strength. To identify weaknesses, the firm should take a long, hard look at financial data and trends over the last 5 years. If most of the firm's growth so far has come from one client, one industry, or one area of law, or from one rainmaker, then this represents a weakness going forward unless it can be replicated for the next 5 years. One weakness many law firms are seeing currently is a lack of online presence or involvement in social media. If your firm does not have a Twitter account, a LinkedIn page, presence on Facebook and YouTube, then you are missing out on newer ways of reaching potential new business. Potential clients will look for these things when evaluating whether to select you as their law firm. The external analysis identifies the opportunities for growth and the threats to the firm. Opportunities may include a growth in a particular industry segment or mergers involving competitor firms. Threats may include competition from other firms, pricing issues, and fee pressure from clients. You should look at your competition and try to identify how much of a threat they will be to your firm in the future. Setting goals is the method of converting strategy into the specifics of how to get there. $10 million of growth in 5 years needs to be converted into smaller annual targets so that there is a roadmap for how to get there. Goal setting should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-specific. A specific goal should be precise. For example, add 3 attorneys to the intellectual property practice by December 31, 2015. Or grow our high-tech practice 5% per year for the next 3 years. A goal must be easily measurable in order to assess progress. For example, landing 10 new clients averaging $100,000 in fees in the next 6 months is a measurable goal. Unrealistic goals can be demotivating. Goals should be achievable. It depends on your partners. Some partners may be motivated by stretch goals, others need more realistic goals. Considering your SWOT analysis in setting achievable goals is an important approach. Goals should be relevant. Will they move the firm forward? For example, growth in a particular practice area will only move the firm forward if it is profitable growth. If the firm can get hundreds of new clients tomorrow at only 50% realization, then although this will grow the top line revenue, the partners will be ultimately worse off. Time-specific goals have deadlines. They create a sense of urgency. They encourage partner accountability. Consider tying your compensation metrics to achievement of these time-specific goals. Consensus is an important part of strategic planning. Although the firm may have a partner who is responsible for strategic planning, you need to gain consensus from the other partners. The partner retreat is a great way to kick this off. Have breakout sessions by practice area to plan for growth and assign each practice area chief a specific agenda. Stay focused and agree on action items. Report back to the partner group as a whole. Lastly, and most importantly, assign somebody to follow up on the agreed action items. Schedule a 3-month follow-up meeting to check in on each group's progress. The financial element of strategic planning involves collecting each group's specific, measurable goals and putting everything together to ensure that, in total, the firm will meet or exceed its strategic objectives. It also involves planning for resources such as number of attorneys, number of partners needed, and space requirements. This 3 to 5 year planning grid shows a firm's revenue growth objectives, the impact it has on profitability of the firm, how many partners it needs and attorneys. In part 2 of this grid, you would look at the growth needed by practice area, and in part 3, the growth needed by originator. This 3 to 5 year grid then allows the firm's CFO to use budgeting tools to map out the monthly revenue and expenses, the billable hours, and the realization needed to achieve the firm's goals. Tracking these important key metrics monthly against budget is an important part of ensuring that the firm stays on track to realizing its strategic objectives. Thank you again for joining us today. Should you have any questions, you can reach us at 888-875-9770 or by visiting us on the web at www.fdcpa.com. Thank you.